think this is it right here for me. That's your joint. I'm gonna do this.
I suspect so.
That's new. I never seen nobody do this.
I mean, I guess if you colored your face in white paint with eyeballs over your eyelids and you wore stockings over your arms, maybe I'm like, I mean, it looks original. I don't know. Perhaps
I got lyrics. Don't you see the writing on the wall? You're in way over your head.
Wait, I wonder if you don't bop your head, does it nuance it in a way that's like, okay,
that's mine. So if I go, yours. I stay stiff head, right? You just pause. Wow.
But it loses something if you can't flow with it, because you got to be able to flow with it like
you got to head bob.
Like the E is just kicking in, right? Like it's just kicking in.
Oh my God, that's exactly what that is. Jeff Hardy, you sly dog, you. Jeffrey Nero, you know. We'll talk about him later. Well, Vern, what is the deal?
What's going on, my man? Frank Champion, pro wrestler, hard worker, family man. He trains wrestlers. He does it all. What is happening to you, my brother? How are you today?
I'm good. So I guess you did my intro, so I got to do your intro.
No, let me. I'm gonna do me like any good so friend. I figured I'd do you, then like the greedy bastard you are, I'll just do me, because you're just gonna roll over and fall asleep. Anyway, shout out to y'all. This is Vernon Somoza coming to you from here on this side of the camera. I am a former indie pro wrestler, manager. I am, I can't say former because I guess I do a show here and there.
What?
And I am an excited wrestling fan to be coming to you live today to talk about the world of wrestling. We are coming to you, brought to you by the Sandbox Podcast Network. Shout out to them. Big ups. Yes, sir. We're going to stop the cast. What can I do for you?
You got to tell them who we are.
Oh, my bad. We are the Pay Window Podcast. What is happening? Episode number 9. Shout out to the Sandbox Podcast Network once more. Make sure we get that in there. What up, man?
So it's Sunday. It's weird. Yes. Normally we're doing this on Wednesdays at like 11 o'clock after Dynamite's off the air.
Yeah.
It is a Sunday. Happy Father's Day, sir.
Big ups. Shout out to you. Father's Day to you.
Jordan Grace just won the Impact Women's Championship. Knockouts Championship. She won it. Hold on. Can I let the people know how she won it? She won it in a 5-woman Queen of the Mountain match.
I do appreciate you Keith Leeing it right there.
Queen, you've got to bask in my indubitable glory.
Yeah, this is the part of the podcast where we vamp with wrestling memes and every other horrible internet meme that's out there right now.
Indubitably,
sir. Yeah. Anyway, wait, is this the part in our story, by the way, where I turn on you? Because it technically has been episode 9, so that's enough for like 6 weeks of programming. So this is the part in the story I think we got to turn on each other because
wait, hold on. Are we doing wrestling TV or TV?
Well, if it was wrestling TV, we have to have at least 3 T-shirts and then break up because
and we don't even have one yet, so we can't break up yet at all.
Fair enough. We're still building the brand.
If you're talking TV, you got to give me till season 3, and this is the last episode before season 1 because every Netflix show is like 10 episodes now.
This is true, actually.
You got to give me to the 3rd season.
I will say, it gets good. The way that wrestling news and the wrestling world has been moving, I do believe I can agree with you, friend. This may be the end of a season, and the next time we gather to talk, we may be on to a new season of professional wrestling.
Dude, I mean, what a slow week. What a slow week. What a slow week of wrestling news.
Slow week in wrestling.
We had nothing to talk about today. Man. That's why we're just rambling right now. Because did anything good happen this past week, Vern, that you know of? I don't.
So I got to be honest. I was sitting laying in bed and it was late at night and I wanted to fall asleep. So I'm just scrolling, the news sites, not wrestling news, just real news.
Okay.
And in my news feed from Bloomberg, right, a real shoot news source, right? Not like a wrestling site, not anything.
WrestlingNews.co or comic
No,
book.
sir. No, sir.
Bloomberg. Wall Street Journal
Bloomberg
also covered this as well.
Reporting, right? And the Wall Street Journal was the first one to report it.
Right.
And I saw, like, I read articles. So before I read the original article, I read other articles about the original article, but basically about WWE probing a $3 million payment from Vince McMahon to a female employee.
Ooh, that's hold on. I don't know if you remember. You remember Recess?
Oh yeah.
Scandalous. I don't think I've had a reason to bust that out for any.
So bro, I see this, right? And I'm like, wait, the Wall Street Journal? Like, wait, what?
Yo.
And so you read the article, and the headline is sexy.
Oh, yeah, no, that is a wrestling news websites need to take notes from these guys. WWE probes $3 million payment from Vince McMahon, the female employee. Wow. All of a sudden, your ears perk up like, $3 million to a female employee? Huh? Do you want to read the article, sir? Do you want to do the honors?
Of
reading the article?
Yeah, sure.
For 8 episodes, I've read every article.
Yeah, sure.
You've got it.
Let's do this thing. All right. So World Wrestling Entertainment Inc.'s board is looking into a secret $3 million payment that Chief Executive Officer Vincent McMahon made to a female former employee with whom he allegedly had an affair, according to the Wall Street Journal, which cited people familiar with the board's action. McMahon had other non-disclosure agreements regarding alleged misconduct with female employees that the board was investigating, the newspaper reported, citing the People. The probe, which began in April, also reportedly unearthed similar pacts made with former female workers on behalf of John Laurinaitis. This is where it's getting spicy.
This is all types of nasty.
A former wrestler who manages talent relations for WWE. The paper said it couldn't determine how many such pacts were being reviewed. A spokesman from the E didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. McMahon and Laurinaitis could not be reached by Bloomberg News.
I mean, they could be if they wanted to, but Bloomberg, no. Go ahead.
Excuse me. The board so far has concluded McMahon paid the settlements with his own money, the newspaper reported, citing one of the people familiar with the situation. McMahon's attorney, Jerry McDevitt, told the paper in a letter that the former employee, a paralegal, hadn't made any claims of harassment against his client. McDevitt wasn't immediately available for comment. And then the rest of the article just kind of goes on to talk.
It just talks about it. Listen, so first of all, McDevitt has been Vince's attorney forever. He's been that guy for Vince forever.
The man who taught himself more about steroids than anyone in the country.
Yep.
So when he walked into court,
he can win that case for him, bro.
Win that case.
And that was what, 94?
And but wait, there was also tons of other botchness in that case. Like, so there was a lot more than just Jerry McDevitt. But Jerry McDevitt, that was a case that got him his like, oh, that's the man. That's the guy who Vince. That solidified that relationship. Like Jerry McDevitt would get Vince off from anything.
He's the one, right? So spicy news, Vern. Spicy news. Vince is in mainstream media. This is the kind of attention Vincent McMahon loves. Yeah. He loves mainstream media attention, which is why he does what he does for Mania, right? He brings all the celebs, the musical artists. He makes it a spectacle because he loves that mainstream attention.
Truly. He is the king of there is no such thing as bad publicity.
Oh, facts.
Because this title is sexy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and when you read the article, you get to the end and it's like, oh, so they wanted to make sure he didn't pay this with company funds, which it seems that they are sure he didn't pay with company funds. And we're just reporting on you that this probe happened. And when you get to the end of the story, it's like,
oh,
where's the sexy part?
This was definitely written by a wrestling journalist.
You know what this story is? This story is every screenshot on what is it? No, what's it called? The appropriate name for it. But you know the picture on the thumbnail. Every thumbnail on YouTube, that's a sexy girl. And you click it, and it's just a guy doing woodwork.
Yeah.
And you get to the end and you're like, wait, where was the sexy girl?
Yeah.
And it's
just a thumbnail.
And it's like, it's just a thumbnail, you horn dog. There's no daggone. The video was titled Woodwork. Where did you expect sexy girls to be involved in this video?
Right. It shows
but
a girl.
That's what this story is. This story is 100%. It's almost like, did Vince leak this himself? Because he figured,
I need to get in the
someone
news
dared me. Someone dared me to leak this. Someone goes, I didn't have the balls to do it. So Vince just said, okay.
You don't challenge VKM.
Yo, hold my beer. Hold my beer real quick. And Vince was like, because please tell me you saw SmackDown.
Oh, hold on. Before we get into that,
please, can we just like that's the part of this buildup that is so great, because there's truly a sense of like, he had to have planted this story personally. He leaked this story. You cannot convince me Vince did not leak the story himself.
All right, so here's let's talk about
it. Right? Please tell me more. Give me your opinions on this, man. Because
Vince McMahon. All right, I'm gonna keep it 3,000. Vince McMahon was clapping some ladies' cheeks, clearly. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me not say clearly. Let me not say clearly.
The thing that billionaires do.
Allegedly. Everything's alleged because nothing has come out.
Well, surely.
When the investigation's over, that's when we can say he did, because they're the ones, right? They have the facts. They have the sources.
We're just reporting on what people are saying with our
allegedly opinion. Vince has been clapping the cheeks of a paralegal that used to work at the WWE offices, right? He's been clapping those cheeks. So,
well, he was in 2019.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, he's been clapping those cheeks, right?
Yes,
she used to work there. She used to work there for him. Apparently, this is all rumor and speculation.
Oh wait, are you gonna read that wild quote?
I'm not reading anything. I'm going off of what I heard.
I'm trying to go by that. Where's that one quote? Okay, go ahead.
So Busted Open was talking about this all day Friday. Their show is 3 hours long. For 2 hours, all they talked about was Vince. Really? I swear to you. Oh, Dave LaGreca had Mark Henry at first. Mark Henry had technical difficulties. Tommy Dreamer on there. Let me get Mickey on there. Bully. Gabby had to wake up Bully. He's like, I'm sleeping. Why you guys calling me? What's the big deal?
Really?
He's a billionaire. This happens all the time. Dave LaGreca's like, it's Vince McMahon. You can't tell me because it's Vince McMahon. And I was just like, literally 2 hours of their 3 hour block was just about this.
Wow, man.
Was just about Vince, okay?
But is it because it's Vince? Is that all that there's just?
I think
so. If anything, who that
showrunner is. It's
Dave, anything, does it prove that Vince truly, because he's such a mysterious person to us all, anything about him that we learn tomorrow, it could be like Vince likes pineapple on his pizza. There would be picketers in front of his house.
Pineapple on pizza! They're gonna turn Super Saiyan.
Picketers in front of his house. What is that?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a second. So Vince is clapping the cheeks of this female paralegal. Apparently, according to people on Busted Open, reports from them, she went from $100,000 salary to $200K once Vince started busting cheeks. That's a W raise. I mean, all you had to do was let Vince crack it open and you get $100K. That's a come up. I'm sorry.
When you say it like that.
Hey, listen. It is what it is. Allegedly. Laurinaitis is also involved in this. Not too much has come out about Laurinaitis. There are people that were saying like they was treating her like a football and all that, but I ain't gonna be tasteless like that.
I thought you were gonna bring that up. There was that one quote. Is that from the Wall Street Journal article? That one quote that says, where was that quote from? That said that they passed her around like a toy. That was a quote that stuck out like, oh, that's crazy. Ugly thing. Right. Like, that's the ugliest thing of the whole article.
That's image now. Forget money and you get in trouble for that. That's image now. The owner of this $1 billion corporation is just a sick man who mistreats women because it's 2022. Granted, you were never supposed to mistreat women, but in 92, you can get away with saying something like that. 2022, you can't be on record for mistreating women ever, because the minute you do, forget it, you're done here. So, so here's my take on it. Vern. and I'm sure we can elaborate on it. So Vincent Kennedy McMahon, let's do a quick. I know it's going to be wrong. Let's just take a look at the man's net worth. Vincent McMahon's net worth, according to Google, because I just Googled it. They gave me an answer in half a second. Vince McMahon's net worth is $2.3 billion US dollars. 2.3 billion. Vince McMahon is a billionaire. He grew this company almost from the ground up. He had a little bit of a head start with his daddy, but what he took,
you're being very generous. He had a lot of a head start.
He had a lot of a head start, but he bought his daddy's company and did stuff that, let's not discredit Vince.
He bought, but I'm not discrediting Vince, but I think that we also romanticize it like he somehow struggled on through. But Vince started the game with a lot, and he got a sweetheart deal from his daddy that had a pretty crazy timeline on it, but he gambled and won on it. But Vince had a hell of a sweetheart deal.
Vince took a chance on himself and won. Pretty much.
Yes, but it wasn't like some. It's like, I just think people talk the Vince story like the Tom Brady story, where we try to somehow make
romanticize it. Yeah.
Romanticize in a way that they were this downtrodden, like just small guy, but no, he had balls of the wall. He's been doing 100 miles an hour from the
game. Right. Of course.
That cycle.
But $2.3 billion. Vince paid $3 million to this lady, and somehow it got out.
No, somehow it got out. I'll tell you exactly how it got out.
I'll get out.
Here it is. Because I pulled out, because I was like, let me go to the Wall Street Journal article.
Sure. There's I got a pay window. I'm not paying that pay window, brother.
All right. So
they tried to hit me with the pay window. I was like, no, I'm the pay window.
Guy, all you do is go to 12foot.io. It removes all pay windows, and
sir. Shout out to 12foot.io for the sponsorship.
It's a free website. No, it's a free. There's no sponsorship for it. It's free.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, big up to them. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. It's because they might be a site that don't want that kind of look.
Oh, true. My bad. All right, so cut.
I'm sure it's like an open source.
It is. It's an open source website. Yeah. Open source.
Shout out to them.
All right.
Tell me about that afterwards, so I don't have to worry about that again. Yep. Cut that. All right.
Anyway,
Wall Street Journal.
So the first email, the board members learned of the $3 million agreement in a series of anonymous emails they received from someone who said they were the former WWE paralegal's friend. The first email sent to the board members on March the 30th alleged that Mr. McMahon, 76 years old, initially hired the woman at a salary of $100,000, but increased it to $200,000 after beginning a sexual relationship with her. The email to the board also alleged that Mr. McMahon gave her like a toy, quote, gave her like a toy, close quote, to Mr. Laurinaitis. The board is investigating the allegations in the email, the people familiar with the inquiry said. My open quote, my friend was so scared, so she quit after Vince McMahon, the lawyer, Jerry, paid her millions of dollars to shut up, close quote, the initial email to the board said, referring to Mr. McMahon's longtime lawyer, Mr. McDevitt, who negotiated the deal, according to the people familiar with the board's inquiry. And that's straight from the Wall Street Journal article.
That is the 100,000, and that
is and I got that quote. That's why I told you that quote. Yeah, that's the one that like
that's image. That's image. Yeah. Like you're saying, because now it's like if that's what they said in an email.
That's what I think this is about, right? Like if we're being honest, come on, this is about them, that image, because that line.
Right, because I didn't get to say that. I was getting somewhere. $2.3 million, $2.3 billion.
Yeah.
$3 million is pocket change. That's like $3 to us in our pocket. No. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's nothing to Vince. I'm sure this isn't just like it says, this ain't the first NDA. I'm sure he's done NDAs for other reasons. Who knows? Some other things that have happened. Listen, this dude runs a $1 billion corporation. He makes tons of money.
It comes with the territory.
Correct.
Of that. When you make that much money, you have a meeting with somebody to an idea, and you say, "Okay, we just met about this. You got to send an NDA now.
NDA that you can't run with this." Right. And I was gonna say, Kraft, brother. You remember Robert Kraft? His scandal?
Oh yeah,
was going down to Florida, getting handled. When you're a billionaire, things
There's a level of discretion. Yeah,
right. Things are more accessible in a quieter way. That's how I want to say it, if that makes sense. Things are more accessible in a quieter way than it would be for you and I, resident
have access with
thousandaires,
the same thing. Yeah,
who have right. So it's big news because of who it is. It's Vince McMahon. Vince has never been in the news for stuff like this ever.
We're thirsty for anything about his life.
Oh my god, because he's so
mysterious.
Mysterious. He reserves everything.
He's closeted,
even when he went on Pat McAfee, we were talking about it. It's like he talked about what he wanted to talk about. Because as soon as Pat went, well, we're not going to talk about that.
His dad. He brought up his dad, and
we're not going to talk about that. We're not here to talk about that. It's like, okay,
and his firm belief of being anti-bad news, his firm belief of being anti-negativity, his firm belief of no selling. He's truly he's an interesting person in the sense that he really embodies the idea of I want it my way.
Right. It's crazy. It's crazy because in a time like this where like I could Google my name right now and there's probably a picture of me I haven't seen in forever, but it's somewhere on the internet. Everything is usually accessible on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
There's not too much of Vince. And
he's such a mysterious job. Yeah.
He's such a mysterious
all the things we know about him are just stories people tell or the friend or so and so. Like I heard a Vince story in a podcast a month ago, and like I was giddy and listened to the story 3 or 4 more times. I'm like, oh my god, a Vince McMahon story I don't know, like not the typical one that everybody repeats. Like,
correct.
There truly is such a limited amount of information on him that it makes that. Isn't John Cena doing a biopic now? To random tangent, right? Isn't he doing a biopic with Netflix on Vince, or they sold something like that to Netflix? Am I making this up in my head?
I'm not sure. I cannot confirm nor deny. I will not.
All right. So I thought there was in the works a biopic on Vince's life, for John Cena was pitching one, but like I'm in.
I feel like I've heard some. Oh my god!
I want something about the man. I want something truthful.
First of all, if they do a biopic of Vince McMahon, the whole movie directed on just the life of Vincent McMahon, the movie's gonna have to be like 4 hours. First of all, there's gonna be a lot to unpack.
And he's gonna be involved. So it's almost like I know. So we're just gonna get we're gonna get a biopic, or we're gonna get.
It's gonna be a happy movie. Yeah, something that Vince would smile and laugh to the whole time.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. I'm not expecting a hard-hitting delve into his life.
Nah.
But I think myself, like any other fan, my curiosity is piqued, right? It's like hearing of Herb Abrams or Vern Gagne, like these promoters, and just getting a look into their minds and what made them tick.
Right.
Eddie Graham, right? Having an idea of just what makes them who they are.
Right.
That backstory.
The mind. Yeah, I would love to know.
Vince is one of those promoters that you hear the stories, you hear the stories about Jay Strongbow, you hear the story about Lanza, and those are his guys, and Vince just giving finishes, and right, like stories like that, and you just think, man, what a time. But I'd love to hear those stories. And we said it a few weeks ago on one episodes, right? That entire catalog of video that they must own.
Oh,
because they record everything,
and
like they have a camera guy. Exactly. Like that excites me to no end. The thought that like someday there's gonna come out like all this behind the scenes footage of like that picture. Oh man, did you see the picture of yes.
I know what you're talking
about. Couldn't stop looking at that photo because it was like, wow, to see Warrior smiling, like look at Warrior just smiling, like what?
You sent that in the group chat? I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, man. I had those things. See, those are the weird things of wrestling that fascinate me. Like, I've never seen a picture of Warrior looking like a normal person.
Right. I'm trying to find it, but it'll take forever for me to try and do that.
Yeah, I'll resend it to you right now. But because there was another one of with Sister Sherry.
Right. So I was gonna say Vince is a billionaire, CEO of a major company. This isn't anything.
Graduate of a major university.
Does that really matter?
He uses his left and right turn signal. He's a good guy.
Stand up, Hold on a second. Oh, it's not over yet. I'm sorry. Slammiversary's still on.
There's so many Slammiversary fans right now who are just like, come on!
Champion Josh Alexander against your favorite wrestler, Eric Young. Main event time. But they've got about 15 minutes, so they're going to keep
good
going.
For Josh. Josh Alexander's been on a tear.
He's grown on me. He's grown on me. But I don't want to go on an Impact tangent. I want to talk about Vince some more because we got a lot of time to talk about Vince. What was I going to say? Yeah, it happens this stuff happens all the time, Vern. That's what Bully Ray was saying on Busted Open on Friday. He said this thing happens all the time. The only reason why it's big for right now is because it's a guy that's never been in the spotlight for anything like this before. So it's Vince McMahon. It's like, okay, whatever, I get it, but this isn't anything new. I could probably go back and just Google CEO affair scandal, and I'm sure a bunch will pop up. If there's some keywords, and I'm sure a bunch will pop up. So it happens all the time. So to me, it's like, for me, this doesn't do a thing to me, except give me something to talk about with my bud on our podcast. So that's pretty much.
I think the biggest shock of this whole thing, right, is you got to maybe it's a shock, but perhaps the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, got a chance to notice really how small it is, and it's not as big, or not as many people care about this stuff as I guess we want to pretend.
So before we get to what you were asking about in SmackDown, let me read this article that I have where it says, because this was Friday, because I think when the probe gimmick came out was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. It was like big news, Jeff Hardy. Then it was like Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is controlled.
This article came out June 15th at 3:52,
4 days ago. So,
and when it dropped, the entire wrestling journalists were all
forget it.
So that's interesting, because I talked to you about that, right? When I said, hey, do you know what's super weird? There was literally a mega thread in the basement saying, hey guys, Dave said it's true, so now it's true.
Oh God, stop. We're not going to the basement. I don't want to hear about the basement right now. But because Mr. Meltzer said it. Because Mr. Meltzer said it.
People who were saying like, oh, this article's BS. This is a hit piece. This is crap. And then folk were like, oh, well, Dave said it. And hey.
Oh, Dave said it. Okay. Oh man, this scumbag Vince. Because Dave said it. Like, stop.
But he's how small the IWC really is.
He's gospel to the basement, though.
Man,
like, his word is bond. He can go right now. Tony Khan bought WWE. My sources told me Tony Khan has purchased WWE. They're just working out the kinks of the contracts. Be sure to see
Tony Khan's going to body slam Vince live on television tonight. So
and he's going to say, Vince, you're fired. Expected in July. And people will say it, and it'd be everywhere. If he dropped that right now, it would be everywhere in half an hour. Yeah. Every news site, every tweet, half an hour. Dave somehow is gospel. It's not the same. Just like you said, you like the Dave of old. Now it's like a whatever. I never rocked with the dude, so I am not. That's the most. I think it's the most I'll ever talk about Dave Meltzer right now in this podcast.
It's not that I like the Dave of old, but I think there was, like I told you, Dave. It's not that Dave is dumb by any means. Dave is smart, right? Dave has lots of attention to detail. Dave
he's
gets
very
all
smart.
sorts of things like that. So, like I told you, I own his tribute book because he does great tributes and biographical stuff. But his opinions,
forget it.
Because, as I said, we're all allowed to grow and change. But if you honestly can't tell yourself Undertaker HBK 4.5 stars. Anything featuring the Young Bucks
5, 6, 12, 23 stars. You get a star. Get a star. Stop, bro.
So I mean, the Dave thing, just whatever reason, and you know what? Shout out to him, because he figured out, if I throw my horse into this camp, like any good person with a following, any good type of influence with a following, you get people to buy into your brand. You get them, you make customers for life.
Straight nonsense. All right.
Anyway,
forget Dave.
Yeah.
Here we are. I wanted to read the article about Vince McMahon stepping back, because this was the big news.
That demon. Yes. Tell us how everyone gleefully waited for that monster, this horrible human who would
he steps
sullen the sanctimony of his marriage. Tell me about what this devil did.
So Vince McMahon stepped back as CEO of WWE amid the misconduct probe. This is from CBS News. So like you said, You saw it on Bloomberg. I'm reading the CBS News article. It was on the Wall Street Journal. This isn't What Culture.
Reported by the Wall Street, yes.
Right. This isn't What Culture. This isn't Wrestling News. This isn't all these other wrestling journal sites. This is legitimate
names right now. This dude is naming names. Oh, legitimate. Unlike those illegitimate.
Oh, Vern.
Okay, cowboy. I didn't realize you brought the 6-shooter out tonight. Okay, I thought we was out here having fun tonight.
You see the spin? Watch him spin. Watch him spin.
Okay.
I'll put him back.
Daddy, right. I see you. All right.
Legitimate news article by CBS
I'm trying
News.
to duck these strays.
You better watch these strays, Vern. WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon is stepping away from his duties while sorry, pile driver on the floorboards by Eric Young. WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon is stepping away from his duties while the company investigates him for alleged misconduct, the company announced Friday. The probe centers on claims that McMahon paid hush money to an employee with whom he allegedly had an affair. Well, we know that. Committee from WWE's board of directors is looking at okay. Hold on.
Okay. What happened?
CBS just kind of. If I keep reading this, it's almost exactly what you just read.
Okay. They all echo each other. There's
right.
nothing new.
Right. The thing that matters, he's stepping away from his duties.
Yeah.
So he stepped away from his duties on the business side. Let me make that clear.
Yes. Not on creative. Nothing to do with pro wrestling.
That's what I was looking for. But it didn't say that. It doesn't say that. He's still behind the curtain. He's still right at Gorilla, at his monitor with his headphones on like us right now. He's still doing all of that. There's nothing. He's still a part of the creative process. That's what they said. He's still a part of the creative process of the WWE. There was no way that he's just stepping away as CEO and chairman of the board. So in response to that, the WWE board appointed his daughter, which, that's just no brainer. They appointed
McMahon is at the
Stephanie.
Head of the table.
They appointed Stephanie, and I wanted to get this on the screen. Can I?
Sure. What's up?
I mean, it's not really. Tweet? Yeah, I just want to put her tweet on the screen.
Sure.
I was going to do that for other people. So I'm going to pop that on the screen. Bow. Boom. Let's share the audio for now. Boom. No big audio to share. So this is Stephanie's tweet. That was done Friday morning.
Yes, sir.
Friday morning at 7:48 a.m. Until the conclusion of the investigation into recent allegations, I am honored to assume the role of interim chairwoman and CEO. I love the WWE and all it continues to do to entertain billions around the world. So, yeah, that's that. Vince's daughter, who, I mean, in all honesty, we were talking about it the other day. I said, when Vince decides to die, because that's what I think I said something like that. When Vince decides to go,
he decides to quit no selling death.
Right. If Vince goes, okay, Grim Reaper, we can go this week. When he says that to the Grim Reaper, Stephanie's the one. That's what we were saying when we were talking about her leave of absence. Her leave of absence was about a month, I think. Yeah. Or was it the last episode we were talking about it?
I think the last episode. Yeah.
It was 2 weeks. Yeah. It was two weeks and some change. She had a nice little vacation. And she's back to work. For her leave of absence was real short. So now she assumed the role of her dad's boss, of her dad being the boss. What do you think of that?
A McMahon at the table. You want a McMahon at the helm of the table. You can't imagine McMahon not involved in some way at the head of WWE, even at just a figurehead. Yeah. A McMahon has to be there. I can't. It's tough to imagine that without it.
So I looked at it like, again, that is going to be Stephanie's job eventually.
Yeah, it looks that way. It doesn't look like Shane is ever going to be a part of that process.
Maybe it becomes a collective front when the old man passes, but I don't think so. I think it's Stephanie. I think Shane's got his hands in a bunch of other stuff, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure Stephanie does too. But I think Stephanie is the heir apparent to the throne. She's the heir to the throne after Vince says, all right, Grim Reaper, let's go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was, again, a no-brainer. Put Stephanie in there. She'll handle the day-to-day. And in my opinion, the board was like, I don't want to do Vince's job, what Vince does. Let Stephanie be it. And I'm sure Vince is still going to be on the sideline with the headset on talking to his coach. I feel like there's no way you're going to, if Stephanie runs into trouble, Stephanie has to make this big business decision that can affect employees, finances, all the things that a CEO and a chairman has to make decisions on. And she don't know where to go. Who's she going to go? She going to go to the board, or she going to hit up her daddy?
Correct.
She's going to hit up her daddy, who's been in that position already. So Vince is still going to have a little sprinkling, a little inkling of himself in those decisions anyway.
Influence. Yeah.
Right, influence. Thank you. So, sorry, what were you going to say?
No. I was like, so let's put a bow on this.
Okay.
And let's talk about Friday. Because I like how you set it up.
Let's talk about SmackDown.
So Stephanie gets announced. And I appreciate you emphasizing that Vince was stepping down, but he's still in creative, because when this news broke that he was stepping aside.
Oh, they thought it was GG's. They thought it was GG's for Vince.
This was like they were writing his eulogy.
Oh, yes.
I read his eulogy. It was like he's done finally. The tyrant is dead.
Yeah, the old man is gone.
And so
we don't got to worry about bad TV.
News break that Vince is going to be live on SmackDown. And man, it was like if SmackDown sold 2 tickets at that moment, it was an instant sellout, because it was like everybody
was there.
Oh, I want to be there the night that Vince stepped down and announces it. And he is going to finally, we're going to see the old man take an L in public. And so I think your take off air was perfect on what happened that night. Can you describe for me, sir, what happened?
I forgot what I said.
Well, you said Vince came out and cut a promo about nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
He came out and did a promo just to say, hey, I can still do a promo. So I'm going to go ahead and practice one.
I'm here. That's exactly what that was. Because now you didn't listen to Friday. We're bringing it back.
Bring it back. I didn't listen to Friday, but please describe for me. Because I will say in the basement, I texted you about it, and I was like, okay, I can't read anymore, because it was just eulogies about F him. Right. He's done. I can't wait. Oh my God, are we gonna finally get AWW? Like, it was like, how have you guys fantasy booked the guy's death already? What is happening?
Like, yo, this news just came out, and it all says alleged, so nobody's been blamed for anything, and already y'all like, that's the problem with the internet. But we can have that discussion. So Vince came out. I should have had the video ready, because I'm sure somebody has it on YouTube. But it's not even worth it. The biggest part.
That's the best part about it.
The biggest part was the walk. Vince coming out. He did the walk.
The pop.
Oh my God! Listen, it was an 8 p.m. sellout. I'm sure every wrestling fan had their TVs tuned in at 8 p.m.
It was like the Attitude Era. We all were like, what's happening tonight? You better see this. Yo, you better be on to catch it tonight.
Ratings grab like a mug. That's all that was.
Like 2-1, right?
I was about to say, I didn't see it. I didn't hear the rating stuff. I'm sure you might have saw it when you were down there dwelling with the cellar dwellers. But dude, I'm sure that popped the rating. So LaGreca was like, go ahead and search for that. LaGreca said, oh, he won't talk about it. Bully and Tommy Dreamer were like, he's going to come out there. He's going to address it. He's going to tell people how he's still here. He's still with the WWE, how much he loves the WWE, but they're going to get out in front of it, because that's the best thing to do right now. And then Vince came out there and he talked about his opening graphic. Then, now, forever together. That was, don't get me wrong, he cut a promo. I said he cut a promo about nothing. Let me
please
let me reel it back in. Vince cut a promo about the situation without cutting a promo about the situation. Then, now, forever together. That was his way of saying, I ain't going nowhere. Let's get this over with, and then it'll be business as usual. That he said all of that with just talking about his tagline. And that's why I'm an E-drone to the day I die. I'm admitting it right here, June 19th at 11 p.m. I'm an E-drone to the day I die. Hey, we actually had something. Didn't we have to backtrack on something that I made a claim? I'm gonna have to go back to one of the episodes. I could have sworn there was one of the episodes I made a claim about something, and we had marked it. I said, in due time, I can't remember, but anyway, it's neither here nor there. But yes, Vince came on SmackDown at 8:00. Music hit, no chance. Did his walk, cut that quick promo. Then Now Forever Together. Then what he's saying, on with the show or something like that. Man, and then this music hit, and he was on. And then it was SmackDown as usual.
Yes,
which is exactly what it's going to be.
Somebody posted a video from the crowd that I'm like, man, maybe we can use that, but it's from the crowd. And when Vince comes out, and so maybe to set this up is that, as we were saying, the collective wrestling internet was like, oh, we're waiting. Everybody. It was the Michael Jackson meme of just eating that popcorn, like, oh, we're about to get it. It's about to get juicy. And so collectively, the internet truly believed that this was going to be the most important thing. This was going to be the fans were going to boo Vince out the building. They're going to let that disgusting human being know how much of a garbage person he is, how much of a blah, blah, blah. You watch and see. This is finally, he's going to get his.
What's wrong with people, bro? He came out there and they popped huge. They were huge. It was insane. It might as well have been when Roman came out 2 hours later.
That's what I'm looking for this video, because the pop was insane. I was like, what the hell? Like,
Vince,
and that was the best part. Was so much of the internet community was like in shock. Like, wait, what's happening? Why are they popping?
It's these those people E-drones. They don't know any better. Let that have been an AEW crowd. I'm sure they were like,
no, stuff like it's that. Too many. It's just kids in the crowd. It's just little kids. These aren't adults. They're not. They don't know about,
because the kids bought the tickets, hopped in the car, drove to the stadium, bought the beers, and are sitting in the crowd next to their parents. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no parents in the WWE crowds. Whatever. Dude, the last time I went to WWE show, me, Shay, his little brother, and Cassius, his nephew Cassius, or cousin Cassius, we all went. We were surrounded by couples, families. We had an AEW group of guys that were just screaming, but I don't know what these people think, that it's just children. It's not just children at these shows. It is a mixed bag at these WWE shows, but they just tell themselves, oh, it's a bunch of kids, because that's what the WWE, I'm quoting here, air quoting, that's what the WWE is targeting. So it's just, I don't know. But
speaking of targeting,
can we
just real quick? No, I'm just saying, can we just talk about the human target that is Jeff Hardy at this point?
You mean the human bullseye, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Darby Allin uses him as one.
Yeah, he's a walking target at this point, because so all joke, right? We joked about it. He's gonna die in the ring. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. And before that, we talked about, I think I was the one who was like, he comes in, they better keep him on that wellness, blah blah blah. Because we were going back and forth.
You called it.
Like
from the gate. You called it from the gate, because he left the E because they wanted him to check in, didn't they?
But because remember, yes, and that's what it was. Yes, because when he went on a Busted Open, was it? And he admitted that, like, oh yeah, I just did that because I was bored. No, it wasn't Busted Open. It was on some kid who interviewed him. But
it was a random podcast interview. Yeah,
at it was like a kid. It was like 7 sub fans, whatever. It was like you and I getting a Jeff Hardy exclusive, and him just being like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I wasn't actually on drugs. I actually did that because I figured I want to get out the company, and I didn't know how, so I just walked up to the crowd." And when I walked in the back, they were accusing me of doing drugs, and I knew I wasn't on drugs, but I just kept my mouth shut. When they sort of like, take the drug test and go to rehab or you're done, I just smiled because, I knew and it was just like, what a weirdo. You faked being on drugs to get out of your what? So it was just like,
I'm sorry. What happened? This article I found has the actual footage of Jeff Hardy.
Oh yeah, you've not seen it?
His charge. It's 25 minutes long.
It is so long. I skipped through it because at one point I was like, this is just sad.
Well, it's a regular DUI stop. What it looks like,
bro.
But they got the guns out. What would trigger All right. Let me read the article.
Because he doesn't stop. You know, when you get stopped, get out the car. It's like he doesn't know how to put the car in park, so it's still rolling.
So he's
for whatever
so
reason.
incoherent.
So they pulled the pieces like, oh, is it about to get real?
Their danger. Right,
like, right. Is he about to get out? I'm just saying, in any other situation, where do the police pull out their guns and just kind of go like, hey, man, come on, put the car in park, bro. Hey, bro, come on, man, put the car in park, man. And
if he was a black, let me stop. Let me chill. Because you know how that get down. If he was a black man, then it's like, all right, okay. You might be right.
But I'm just saying, man, hey, if he wasn't a celebrity, maybe, but it was like, maybe it's a celebrity factor. But your man, it was like a rolling stop, and they pulled the burners because it was for their safety, what have you. But he was cooked. And they were just like, all right. Where you going there, son? Where you coming from, Jackson? What is it? No, North Carolina. Where you headed to? North Carolina.
What? Huh? Where you going, buddy? I'm trying to get the video up at the same time.
Yeah, he came from Camden, whatever the hell they're Cameron, and he was on his way back to Cameron. Like
he wasn't going from Jacksonville. He was in Florida. They got him sitting on the floor right now.
Yeah. Did you watch him do the sobriety test when he stumbles? He can't stay on his feet.
I'm trying to do it where I get the article.
But you can't. So I'll tell you this: the audio's horrible because there's like they're by the highway and you can't hear it.
You're just gonna hear. You're just gonna hear the audio. I don't want that. No, I don't want that.
Yeah, you can hear. You can hear him slurring though. Like you hear him talking about like, I got a brain test coming up. And he had Fireball. He says he had Fireball in the morning.
3 shots of Fireball. I think it's in the article. All right, here it goes. So we're here. If you're in the audio version, what are you doing? Hurry up. I mean, I'm sorry.
So look,
Thank you.
Huh?
I'm talking to the people right now. I'm saying thank you to them for watching or listening on Spotify. But quickly get on over to the YouTube version so you can see this video we're talking about. It's a video from WFLA.com. It's literally the dash cam footage of Jeff Hardy being pulled out of his vehicle.
Did you start it from the beginning?
I can. I don't.
Okay, I was saying because I was like, I think it really paints the story of like,
oh my god,
look at the vehicle swerving. Yeah, it's bobbing and weaving.
Oh, he's on the median, sir.
3 different people had called this in.
He must have been. That means he was like that for a while, and it's the middle of the day, sir.
It's 9:30 in the morning. It's 9:30 in the morning.
Oh,
you're being too generous. It's like 9:30 in the morning. Yes, like you're being generous. It's early in the morning.
Let me read this.
That's
let me read the article.
Gets sick about this, please.
Let me read the article and then we can elaborate.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like 9 in the morning. This whole thing, but keep watching because it gets good. Watch.
This was posted by Athena Morris, June 16th, 2022, from an NBC affiliate down in Florida. WFLA. This is Channel 8. So this is legitimate news here. A lot of legitimate news articles today, Vern. I'm just realizing that. Yep. Tampa, Florida.
Ready?
A video shows 3 police. I'm about to like read what's happening.
Ready? Here we go.
A video shows 3 police.
Look, see the brake lights don't come off. Brake lights don't come off. Why are the brake lights coming off? That's why the pieces is out, because Mr. Driver.
Put it in park, sir.
Put it in park, sir.
Because they're expecting.
Look.
Okay.
That's why the burners come up and say, "Okay, is about to get real."
This dude's incoherent. He probably was in there like this too.
Yeah. Oh,
and
probably.
Fidgety. You can't be fidgety against the police. Anybody our complexion and darker cannot be fidgety against the police, brother.
This video triggered me in so many ways. Of like, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was terrified when it went. Like I told you, the rolling stop. And the cop just casually walks behind it. Like,
right. That's crazy. All right. Let me read this. Let me read this now.
Keep going.
A video shows 3 Florida troopers draw their guns on WWE star Jeff Hardy.
Go ahead.
When he was arrested for driving under the influence this week. The Florida Highway Patrol said the wrestler was arrested Monday on charges including driving under the influence of alcohol. WESH reports the 44-year-old was pulled over in Volusia County, I'll say. Volusia, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry to people in Volusia County. After merging onto I-4 from I-95, the arrest report says he was traveling significantly under the speed limit, weaving across travel lanes and running off the shoulder of the roadway. Dash camera video shows Hardy stop on the shoulder, as what we're watching right now, and troopers one by one go up to his window and draw their guns. He was escorted out of the vehicle and forced to sit on the ground.
Yep.
You were all
right now. We're at right now.
Right. So I guess right now the dash cam footage is getting the cop. He says, "You were all over the road. What's going on with that?" One of the troopers asked him. The report said Hardy had a BAC, blood alcohol content, of 0.294 and 0.291, more than 3 times the legal limit. What is it? I forgot it. What it was in New York? It was like 0.8 something or something. 0.08 something, like that, right? Is that what it still is?
I mean, that's 0.08.
0.24 is 3 times over the legal limit. So that sounds right. He appeared to be unsteady on his feet and reeked of the odor of an alcoholic beverage. And look at him. Oh my God. It's like I'm reading it and it's happening. Like I'm reading a book right now.
I was like, are you narrating? What are you doing?
I am the narrator of the year, sir. Let me get my Morgan Freeman voice on. He appeared to be unsteady on his feet. Now, he reeked of odor. Yeah, the wrestler is heard saying he drank 3 shots of Fireball before getting behind the wheel, which is probably what's happening right now. After performing poorly on field sobriety tests, which if that pops up, I'll let this run while we talk about it.
Yeah.
Hardy was arrested on 3 charges, including felony DUI and 2
This is where it gets interesting. Well, okay,
so felony DUI,
but the misdemeanors
the other one is
where it gets ugly.
Operating a vehicle
without
it has to be one of them.
With a suspended license.
Oh, he had his license suspended?
Yeah, he's not supposed to be driving. That's what this whole part is crazy. He's not supposed to be behind the wheel of a car.
So yeah, that's the one reason why they took him to jail too. Okay.
Hold on,
but yeah.
But did you see my man just get the whack out and nobody bodied him? You saw him go like he was like,
Vern. Can I bring that back?
That's my favorite. That's one of the crazy parts. He's gonna just whack the cop. Right there, watch.
Yo,
come on, man, stop it. The other cop didn't just body him. Come on,
stop. Vern. If it was a, let me just say that, right? If this was me, Vern, and I reached to tap the officer on site. I'm done. Bop. That's it. Houseway. Hey, shout out to Jeff for surviving this. Let me keep reading. Oh, okay. Now I see what you're saying.
Hit play. Yeah,
it's his third impaired driving offense in 5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, that's like in 10
years.
That's
so bad. Yeah. Like, I don't think you can ever get your license back. You're that offensive as a driver. Yeah. I don't think you can ever get it. He was arrested for 2 separate DUIs. Yeah, he's done. That's 3. Rules of 3. He can't be behind the wheel no more. He was arrested for 2 separate DUIs in March of 2018 and October of 2019. His license is revoked. So we'd like to know, how did he get the rental car? Who allowed him to use the rental car? And why is he driving? Bill DeMott, a former wrestler whose daughter was killed by a repeat DUI offender. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I happen to know Jeff and his brother personally, but this isn't personal. This is a man who made a decision at least 3 times now in the past 10 years to drive while impaired. Okay, this is now getting into DeMott.
Yeah,
and I want to stay on Hardy. Hardy is considered one of the most influential wrestlers in the WWE. According to reports, let's talk about All Elite Wrestling. Okay, so I'm gonna let that run. Are you gonna read the official comment back? I'm gonna do this first because I gotta get this off the screen so I can.
Are you gonna pull up the official comments?
Made by the good folks at All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, the official tweet from Tony.
Maybe.
Where that's what you're talking about right now. Where
Can I get rid of the video? Oh, I'm such an idiot. How far in was I?
Like, I don't know. Jeff was just talking after.
He said 20-something minutes left. I think I'll speed it up to the field sobriety. Are you not going to play the video for me now? Thank you. We'll full screen it. We'll get him doing the field test. Oh, he's already getting checked. Did you already fail, sir? He's just sitting on. How long does he sit on the dash of the car? Oh, okay.
For a while.
He does it off camera.
So, the field sobriety, they have to take him to a parking lot to do the field sobriety test.
Right.
Like, okay. Highway.
Okay, so they did all that. He's already back. I'm sure they're calling it in. They're talking to him. They're explaining to him what's about to happen. He's doing the "I have no choice" nod. Yep. You know that nod, Vern. Like, yep. You're telling me everything that's
about to happen, right?
So I'm leaving with y'all. Okay, look, here he goes. He's already hands up with his Jacksonville Jaguars shirt that Tony Khan probably got for it.
Big up to the company, man.
All right, Tony Khan let out a tweet. This was, I think, the 14th. So the next day, the very next day. They were slated. Let's add that too, Vern. They were slated to be in the main event of Dynamite Wednesday.
Yeah, and then they had a date in Mexico they missed this weekend. They had a date in Mexico. Apparently, they were they going to do something, not the New Japan show, I think? Or was it just in Mexico? But they missed a few dates. Yeah, this weekend because Johnny Hardy, they called him, stepped in Mexico for.
Yeah, the copyright laws is kind of different out there. They don't really care out in Mexico.
Yo, your boy started doing your move. I was dead. I was dead. Yeah, they did the promo for the show, and he's like, I guess, and he was like, I'm gonna do something new, something different, and Matt Hardy was like, Johnny Hardy.
Oh my god. That's great. All right, so let's read this tweet.
Yeah, keep going.
Is that it? Is he already in the car? He's done here?
Yeah, no, they're gonna take him. They're gonna drive him over, I think. Yeah. See, so no, that's way too far.
Oh, this is a test. He does the test here.
Yeah, I told you they had to drive him over. Oh, okay.
They drove to him. Okay.
Yeah, this is him.
Okay.
Like this is about to get hard. You can't hear it though. Like I said, like because the mic.
Can I go on a quick tangent real quick before I read that, Tony?
Shoot.
I have admittedly done the wrong thing and have driven under the influence.
Okay.
I'll first of all say that right now. I could not imagine. I've never been in this situation right here, surrounded by police officers, about to do a test while under the influence. I can only.
You got to be sweating, butthole.
Right, that's what I was. Right here,
a balloon knot. Just.
Oh my god, you got to be sitting there. Your sweat is sweating. That's how much you're sweating right here. To think look at Jeffrey. He's trying.
He is so hard. Come on, brother Nero.
Come on, Nero.
Come on, brother Nero.
I knew you'd call.
Right there. That was the one.
Yo,
that's the one where he's like,
sneakers?
That's the one.
No, it's just the pants. I think he knows already. He knows.
Oh, yeah. He knew he was done here. He can do it.
Yeah, like you're impaired, bro. Listen, walk a straight line sober. Walk a straight line sober. You're going to teeter already. So if he had a little bit to drink and it's hitting him like that, forget it. But like I was saying, I've driven under the influence. Should never do that thing, but it is what it is. Statute of limitations. I'm out. You can't get me high. So I couldn't imagine surrounded by police officers trying to do these field sobriety tests. It has to be one of the most nerve-wracking things.
Sober. Yeah,
right.
Because if
we after you already told them, yo, I'm drunk. Why are we even doing this? To be honest, I'd be like, officer, please. This would be me. I swear. Hold on. Let me get rid of Jeff real quick. Officer, please. Can we go?
Yeah, can we just why are you don't embarrass me. I don't want this on tape. Like I don't want to be on a TMZ video. Just take me to jail.
Like what are we doing? Let's just go. Let's just
what are we doing? Why do you need YouTube clicks? Like what do you need clips for this?
Come on, bro.
I don't want to end up on WFLA.
Right, just take me already.
I don't want my mama to see this.
Like, what's wrong with you? All right, let me read this Tony tweet. And I'll mention it afterwards. Okay. AEW, this is official tweet from Tony Khan.
Look, wait, shout out to Jeff. Though, look, he's trying. He messed
up.
Him
walk it again?
No, look, he's doing the 1 foot up. Look. Oh, and he's like, oh man, look, he's like, come on, man. I got this. That's what I'm saying. He's like, wait, hold.
I got this. Come on, Willow. Let's go, Willow. Hey, Vern, let's do it. Ready? The slow clap. Come on, man. Let's come on, Jeff. As soon as he stumbles, we're kind of wrong for that. Listen, actually, we're not wrong for that because our stance on this kind of stuff with Jeff,
look,
we've been like, okay, bro, this dude has been allowed to get away with this stuff for God knows how long. And hopefully this time it catches up to him. But before you even elaborate on that, Vern, let me read this Tony Khan tweet before I go on another tangent. Tony Khan says, we were able to resume contact with Jeff Hardy this afternoon. AEW does not condone Jeff's alleged behavior. We've made it clear to Jeff that we'll assist him in getting treatment for substance abuse issues, which he has indicated that he's open to receiving. In the interim, he is suspended without pay, and he can only return to AEW upon successfully completing treatment and maintaining his sobriety.
You think the guy that just drove by went like, "Yo, is that Jeff Hardy?
Is that Jeff Hardy?" Yo, he definitely went.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just like, "You think that guy drove by?" I was like,
he definitely did this because all right. First of all, we all know that guy.
Like, no, finish the tweet. Finish the tweet.
No.
I couldn't let that go. It was just like a car just drives by, and you think like, "Yo,
how far back? How far back?"
Like literally like 10 seconds ago.
All right, so it'll drive by again. All right, so let's be clear, Vern. That dude was being hella nosy. He ain't have to drive that way to go past the cops. He was that guy.
Like,
come on, bro. Come on, bro. He went through the cops to see what was going on, and he went and he was already looking. You know, he was rubbernecking.
He did this with his phone. He did this with his phone.
Yeah.
He was looking. He's like
right.
With
one
the
of those
recording. Like
he was driving. Like, yo, is that Jeff Hardy? Wait a minute. You're absolutely correct. All right, let me finish the Tony tweet. If your loved one needs help, please reach out to Sam.
I don't know this.
SAMHSA. Substance abuse, mental health, something's National Helpline.
Oh, okay.
That's got to be it. That has to be it. Hey, listen.
Here it is. You just missed the moment. This magic moment. It was like, all right, man, you're going to jail.
Oh, they just sent them in?
They booked him. Yeah. They hit him with the, all right, cuffs are coming on.
I had to Google it, bro. I had to Google it. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. I was close.
Oh, okay.
What did I say? Yeah. Sexual abuse?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's done. He's done here. The video's done here. It's pretty much now they're just going to book
it. It's GG's. It's GG's. So then Tony puts out the number and all that good stuff. Hey, listen. W move by AEW. Smart move by AEW. Get ahead of it. Keep your stance on it. Do the company thing and say, hey, we don't condone this stuff. He's suspended without pay. He's going to get help. We will help him. All the things that any company that you work for, you would hope to do for you. In that sense, as a celebrity where you work for a company that has the resources to help you. Because if I was drunk driving and it got me in trouble, I'm probably getting fired. And let's say I drive for work. So I drive for work.
No.
I'm a salesman for territory. I get a DUI, I'm getting fired.
Okay? See, that's the part about the story, right? That like, is there some portion of this that because he's celebrity, you're right, you turn the blind eye, you go, it happens.
Bro.
But you know what? You got a DUI. You're a douchebag. You got a DUI, whatever. Like my empathy for you is this third time you got a DUI. You're rich enough to afford somebody to drive you. You're rich enough to Uber it. Like I don't care. I listen to enough Howard Stern, right? That Stern's had a driver forever and 30. Like just come on, man. You can't, at this point, no one on your team, you could have someone on the team go illegally rent you a car, but the same dude on the team couldn't drive you somewhere.
Could have been the guy to be like, I'll take you there.
Your weed carrier just can't drive you. Like,
what do we call AEW, right? A glorified indie show. What do the indie shows, the smart indie shows do with the names that are coming from somewhere else where they got to fly in? They send the driver. You've been it once before in your time. You've been the driver for the name.
Yeah, we've all paid our dues. You got
to go pick up. Hey, do me a favor. Go pick up this guy at the airport. And this guy winds up being Jeff Jarrett or Tommy Dreamer or some name. We've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tony. You already knew about old boy.
Yeah.
Right? You know, Tony, and I'm not trying to put the blame on Tony.
Yeah, no, but like, and that's something like, was it a benefit of you think it's a benefit of the doubt thing? He was just like, all right, yo, you good? He said he's good. Yo, Frank, he said he's good. You can't
sign on the dotted line, sir. All right. 2 ladder matches in no time. You'll be there. Did
his brother Matt not be like, yo, I vouch for him. He's good. He's good money. I vouch for him. He's good money. He fed batted, so he's good money.
So here's my question.
Shoot.
Matt and Jeff are on the road together, right?
Allegedly, after so the chain of events that lead up to this hasn't been clear, but apparently the chain of events where Jeff Hardy did a fan event Then did a
Solo?
concert at a Then did a no. Matt was there. There's a picture of him apparently with Bubba with Devon. Excuse me.
Okay.
At So they did the Strong 7. It was some stupid name like that.
Okay.
And then afterwards he did an acoustic set at a Dave and Buster's. And then
stop. You're joking. Go ahead. Keep going.
After that, it leads him to the events that led him to try to return back to his home that he apparently was going to at 10 miles an hour while he was drifting across the lanes.
Vern, you and I are the closest to brothers without sharing the same blood, correct? You would say that.
Sure.
We have both been up and down the roads of professional wrestling, granted with other folks and also ourselves.
Sure.
If you were to know that I am a known drinker, I am a lush, I am an alcoholic, right? Would you leave me to tend to my things solo? As my brother. Granted, he is a 44-year-old man. Matt is also in his 40s. He's got a family. He's got kids. He's got a wife. And the wife sometimes is on the road with him. So I don't know the dynamic. I'm not there. There. I don't know the dynamic.
Part of this, right? Like, some part is like, was there a breakdown in the network? Like,
where's the support system?
Yeah, like, what's a support system? It begs. So this is the part of real life that comes into the business, right? Like, this is the part of the real life where before we'd have never heard about this. This would have been dealt with in court on the rolls.
Yeah.
And so in that respects, the business is different, right? Because we now are in an age where mental health is an issue we talk about without
all the time
fear,
now. Right. Before it was like, what are you, some kind of
some sort of pejorative name. And it's become Eddie's thing.
Yeah.
It's Eddie Kingston's
Eddie's gimmick, right? It's part of his gimmick now. Oh, my mental health ain't good. That's why I want to fight everybody.
And and I'm gonna get angry, cuss, scream, whatever.
Right.
And that's all good things. But I think responsibly, like adults, we ask the question, where's your support network, 5? Like, y'all are literally millionaires. You have a brother who does the same thing with you. And your brother was just like, yo, all right, Frank, you good? You gonna take some Fireball? You want to illegally rent a car? You like
put it under my name.
And that's the thing. I'm like, who rented the car?
Right.
Where'd he get the car from?
If his license is revoked, you can't rent a car.
You cannot rent a car. Questions that are still unanswered, and I'm curious, but at the same token, I'm not. I just get help. That's it. That's my 2 pieces in the conversation. Just get help, Jeff.
Unfortunately, Unfortunately, it's typical Jeff.
Yeah.
It's the same. Is it the same guy that we saw in TNA that showed up to a main event of a pay-per-view intoxicated, and they had to pretty much kibosh the show just to make sure you are all right? Is it the same one that got suspended numerous times in WWE because of your substance abuse? Now you're at a different company where you have more time off than you did when you was running the house shows. I bet you even wrestled more during pandemic wrestling than he is going to for AEW right now. Because when you did pandemic wrestling for the E, you did a bunch of tapings. So you were working all day. You ain't had time. Now he's going to have hella time off. Something tells me this ain't going to be the last time we hear this.
I really hope it is. I hope you're wrong. I hope it's the last time.
For Jeff's sake. Yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
In an ideal sense, I hope it's done. But in reality, you're right. It may not be the last time we have this conversation. It may not be the last time you and I are sitting here talking about, so did you hear what would happen to so-and-so? And ultimately, it's sad because you're a grown adult. Get it together.
Yep.
Just get it together. Right? Like, real life. It's just real life. Get it together, boss.
It's bugged. So talk to me. We've been kind of somber today. We've been talking about the Vince scandal. We've been talking about Jeff Hardy. Do you want to stay somber, or do you want to talk about what's been going on the wrestling landscape? What do you want to talk about?
Why don't we get to some wrestling talk, and we'll save the deaths, because 3 deaths happen in wrestling. Want to big them up. But we'll save that. We'll save that for the. We'll go out on that. That way we can kind of end on kind of bring it up and kind of bring it back down there.
So we'll go a little. I'm gonna Cesaro you real quick. Let's go a little rapid fire.
Sure.
Let's talk about Cody, man. Last time we was on, we was all aboard the Cody train, singing his praises. Then we found out Cody tore his pec muscle, and we were like,
clean off the bone. It makes no sense. The Cody injury is a comic book.
Did you see the timeline of the pictures?
Yes, it's legitimately a comic book injury.
It was like this big, right in one spot, and then it just grows and grows and grows and grows and comes all the way down to his wrist and all the way down to his ribs. And I'm like, golly! Now I'll tell you this, right?
Hematoma like that just spread and spread.
It was insane how much it was. I was like, Jesus! Like I remember Triple H's. It was really like central around his.
That's pec. The one I was like. The Triple H was like here.
It was like his pec, and like it stopped at his bicep.
Yeah, the Cody one was like
to his wrist, bro.
Yo, can you airbrush me? Because like
you weren't like, what did somebody mentioned it on one of the Busted episodes? They were like, oh man, they saw a tweet and were like, oh man, WWE did a really good job with his makeup, and I'm like, y'all really think that's makeup? Listen, when he took off the jacket and the crowd went from to
an audible hush. It was the craziest thing in wrestling. The crowd legit was just like, this is real.
Concern.
Yeah.
Concern for your baby
I
face.
had a legit like, wait, what is this?
So
this is not.
I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I was watching Hell in a Cell. It's late. I'm in bed now. So I'm doing this joint. I'm like, bro, I want to stay up for this Cody match because I know Cody and Seth are going to kill it. If this pec thing's a work, I want to see what's going on. Let me see what's going on.
Sure.
So I'm drifting, and I just hear my wife go, oh, my God. And I go, what? And I look up, and I just see it, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I was like, no, that's a shoot. I was like, that's a shoot.
Brother, falling asleep. And like I was like, I fell asleep to like 2-3 of the matches.
Yeah,
and
some
then
of them were.
I had that moment where like I looked up and I was like,
Jesus.
Like I legit rubbed my eyes. I was like, wait, what am I seeing?
What
and
is
I'm like,
that?
And I like perked up immediately, and I'm like, whoa! And then start talking about it. I'm like, and then I get on my phone. I'm like, wait, this is real? I thought it was just an angle for the match,
right? Because you could make an angle out of anything. That's the beauty,
right? It's kabuki-ish,
right? Oh, he's got
Cody shows up.
Give him some despair. Give it, the DDP taped ribs for 8 months. It's the same thing, but
it worked out just eerily too perfect. And you're thinking, come on, if he has it's torn off the bone, you're not wrestling on that. Oh, Cody said, hold my beer.
Hold my beer. So
hold my beer.
Shout out to Cody. Granted, he couldn't do anything worse. Once it's ripped off the bone. You can't do anything. So
Jim Cornette said it best. You can't get more pregnant. Once you're pregnant, you can't get more pregnant. So
facts. Go do it. I bet. I'm sure he went to a medical facility and they just said, it's ripped off.
I love that you said medical facility like we're actually on WWE programming. You said at a medical facility.
Sir, I am an e-drone.
I know. And you use the language. That sounds like
I am a man, what's the word they use? What do they use for the commentators? No, sir, I'm a broadcast journalist.
Okay? Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
I'm a broadcast journalist. He was taken to a medical facility. He was
attended to by the medical staff.
Attended by the medical staff. He had multiple lacerations. I'm trying to think of all the like buzzwords they used. I'm gonna get a list and I'm gonna make sure I hit them all in one show. I'm not gonna say belts.
While he was challenging for a title opportunity.
Title opportunity, not a championship belt shot. You don't get shots, you get opportunities.
It's a championship opportunity.
Right. No, but he was taken to hospital, or he went to a hospital. But hey, he could have went to a minute clinic. That's why I said medical facility. He could have went to a what do they call them? Not a minute clinic, but rapid something.
Rapid ER,
something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But he could have went anywhere, and they just said to him, "Hey, it's off the bone, bro. You can't do anything worse." So if you have to wrestle, because I'm sure you went in there like, I got a pay-per-view, I main event Sunday. This is the blow off. Like, this is a very important deal. I cannot miss this. They probably were just like, well, you can, but it's gonna hurt a bit. And they did nothing to really. They kind of protected it, but then they didn't.
Perfect. It was perfect.
Right. It was fantastic.
If it was a work, it would have been the greatest work in the history of works.
You would have been like, this is real. This is real.
This is real.
Yeah,
and knowing it was real only made it worse, though, because when they were doing the spots where he was digging it, I'm like, even if it was just him holding it there, I was like, no. I was like, no, just stay away from it. Do it to another part of the body. No. And when they did the belt shots, and you can see the belt whipping up, I'm like, why? And then like once you know it was real and you watch that match back. Because I've watched it, so I'll admit it, like
I watched it twice.
I've watched it 3 times because I was like, this is great match. It's a great wrestling match.
I showed my kid, she saw it. She was like, oh my God.
The story and everything is just nuts, but the Cody's gutsy performance and even like all the smoke and mirrors, it all worked. It all worked.
I see what you did there. Whoa. You're only smoking.
Yeah, honestly, Hell in a Cell, that match put it over.
That made the pay-per-view. I'll be honest. Hell in a Cell was what? It was right before we finished the other show. So it was like 2 weeks ago now. I cannot remember a thing besides Cody's.
The women's killed it. The women killed it in that three-way. The three-way?
Oh, let me not bury them. Yes, Bianca, Becky, and Asuka. Yeah, that was a fire. People didn't like that finish because Bianca did a heel move to a heel. Bully, because
I know
traditionally heels.
Yes.
Traditional heels, you pin, they hit the finish, the baby face is the finish, you steal the pin. So my wife was like, what was that? I said, the baby face pulled a heel foot finish on the heel.
And the only thing that and I think, but Bully did say in context though, because as a finish, it's shitty. Excuse me, it's crappy.
Yeah.
But in context, it made sense because it gave the heel a gripe to have to come back and say, wait, hold
on, wait a second.
Story going.
Correct.
So I agree with Bully on that, but isolated. But it wasn't an isolated incident. It wasn't a one-off thing.
Now here's how Bully explained it that I kind of liked. Bully said you would have had reverse the roles, but this is very indie. This is very indie. Reverse the roles. You have Becky. I'm sorry. You have Bianca hit the finish. Becky try to go for it. Asuka kick out of it. Okay, Asuka kick out of it, but when you do that, you bury your champion's finish, and you don't want to do that. But have Asuka kick out of it, or maybe have a long delay between the initial getting rid of the babyface and the pinfall to allow Asuka to kick out, and then and then you switch the roles, and then you do the finish you did. So it shows the entire crowd and every smart wrestling fan, hey, she only did it because the heel did it first. And it's like, okay, it's very indie-ish. If I had to do a finish like that in front of an indie crowd, yes, because most of the people that are going to show up to your show have never seen your product. They don't know anything. These guys are on TV. They've been feuding since SummerSlam of last year when Becky came back and hit her with the rock bottom and whatever amount of seconds.
Buried her in 24 seconds. Buried her.
Right. So
worse than ever, the evil Fed.
How do you, as a wrestling fan, right? Because they don't do long-term booking.
Yep.
They don't do long-term booking.
No such thing.
How do you not see that the story has allowed for something like this to happen? If you just pay attention to what's going on, even with the My Precious promos that are horrible, Becky has tried every little thing to get the belt away from Bianca or keep the belt away from Bianca. So why wouldn't Bianca try and do the same thing? Because they've already told you Becky's done it first.
Yeah.
But that indie mindset, you got to show the crowd first, then everybody else will understand.
So I like what you said about that indie mindset, right? And so think of that indie mindset. You watch NXT this week, man. Watch the winner of the breakout tournament. Do you see who won the winner of the indie breakout tournament? Because this is a shock. Oh, was it 2 weeks? Excuse me, 2 weeks ago. This was the biggest shocker to me. Was the winner of I liked it, but the indie person won.
Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez won.
Yep.
The indie person, and I went into it going, oh no, the Roxanne doesn't need the win because
doesn't need the rub.
She's over.
Right.
And
give it to
she's the
somebody who
indie
needs
person, right?
like
She doesn't
Tiffany
fit.
Stratton.
Yeah, she doesn't fit the current NXT theme, right? She's indie. She's a worker.
She's indie. She
She
can't
won,
break
and
her bones, right? No,
no,
that
big
was
up to her.
very, very good match. They had a good match between the two of them.
And it wasn't listen, it was a great match. It wasn't crystal clear. And I'm sure someone heard us say great match and went, oh, but they botched on the one spot and it was sloppy and she overshot her and she over rotated. Yes, it was not bowling shoe ugly, but it was a good women's match for a developmental brand.
It wasn't Marina Shafir and Thunder Rosa. It wasn't that match. Did you see that match? Did you see that match?
A match? You mean that struggle between two people who are trying to attempt to
that is a legitimate
speak to each other in two different languages trying to wrestle?
That is the equivalent of two foreigners not sharing the same language. So this person
I don't even
speaks
know
Polish.
If that was.
This person speaks Polish. This person speaks Haitian Creole. Like way off. That's how far off I'm trying to be. Like that's how off it was. Oh, that was off.
What a strange experience that whole thing was. But the
NXT
thing though. But I was happy that Roxanne won because it shocked me. I didn't expect it. I automatically thought, okay, Tiffany Stratton, and no disrespect to Roxanne, but I just thought she's the indie wrestler, so they'll use her as the workhorse to get
Tiffany over.
Tiffany over.
Correct.
Honestly, I was shocked and I'm happy for it, man. NXT continues to make me, smile a little bit here and there. Oh, also NXT. Did you see Apollo Crews came back, man?
No accent.
How do you feel about that? No accent.
He no longer talks like this. The Nigerian accent is gone, my friend.
He's Nigerian, right? He Ugandan accent.
Ugandan?
Yeah, he's from Uganda. Is it Uganda or Ghana? No, it's Ghana. Excuse me, Ghanaian. Are both of us incorrect?
He was born in Sacramento, California, but
no, but his ancestry though, but his lineage. Isn't it Ghana? His parents are from Ghana. No. Isn't that why he adopted the accent and he got the shout out from like the prime minister?
Build from Benue State, Nigeria.
Oh, Nigeria. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
he wore green and white, so he's Nigerian. It's got to be Nigerian.
Yeah, no, but the accent apparently is like a shoot though, because like when he first came out and the collective internet was like, this is racist, rah. The prime minister like tweeted about it and was like,
they dropped the ball on that.
But the prime minister was like big up to him nailing like that's our dialect, like he nailed
that is us, right?
Like that's us, like he speaks like one of us. But he nailed the English accent.
Before we continue,
the gimmick.
I just have to gripe. I just have to gripe about
that gimmick real quick
on tape. That's all.
Tell me, because I've never heard you gripe about this. So tell me, what's your gripe on a gimmick?
It was this close, from being a good character for Apollo Crews.
Okay.
The problem, I don't know if you saw it. You really don't watch mainstream WWE television like that.
I mean, but I caught it though when he had Aziz. He had the Colonel Aziz or whatever the guy was.
Before that, before that, he just cut a promo. Vern, you do not introduce a new version of yourself by standing out there as the old version of yourself, right?
Oh God!
If you wanted to go from Vernon Somoza to the Egyptian king Xerxes, you wouldn't have just went out there and went, my ancestors long ago, right? You wouldn't talk, hey, what's going on, y'all? Vernon Somoza here, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to tell you about my ancestors long ago. You wouldn't have done that, right? You wouldn't have done that, right?
Drop the accent mid promo.
My country, my heritage. We talk like this. And I was just like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm like, oh, they're changing his gimmick. So I'm like,
television
on like it was like do we want to do vignettes? Do we want to put this money into it? Let's just change them on the air.
Is it? But isn't an attempt to just throwing it out in the dark? Isn't an attempt to nuance it in a way that like, could you get away with changing your accent live on TV? I guess in a sense because right. This is how my people talk. And you adopt it. And again, it was a shoot because he got love from the folk. The tweet, he got love.
When you get a chance, watch that, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I would love for you to come back and be like, yo, that it was this or it was this. Because when I watched it, I said, damn, take him off TV for 3 months.
Gotcha. Well, no, I don't disagree with that. Yo, I agree with get him off TV, get him a repackage him.
Even keep the same name. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. But the way y'all tried to just push this new character onto me, it just didn't work at all.
Hey,
so once it didn't work for me, I was checked out. I didn't care.
You're not a fan of having them just try to push something on you, huh?
No, sir. They put the Intercontinental title on him. I think Big E won it from him once Big E was doing his run.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they were trading it back and forth at some point.
And we're going back and forth.
But he had a run, though. He had a run.
It's not he's not. The thing is, he's not a bad worker. His connection to the audience is where he lacks. So when he came out on NXT, which is the whole reason why we're talking about this, I don't know how much of those people that are in that building, I don't know the name of the building. Is it still the Capitol Wrestling Center where they do the shows right now? That they just redressed it up instead of the big boards.
Okay, sure. Yes. I'm going to go with yes.
We'll go with that. Yes. Instead of Full Sail. I don't know how many of those people from Full Sail have migrated to this new venue, but those are the guys that saw Uha for like a cup of coffee. I call them Uha. Apollo for like a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? He was gone he was there. He did a few matches and he was up. Like he was gone.
Strapped him. Yeah.
He strapped and he was up because I think it was, I think he was on that, one of the specials WWE Network had, and Triple H was talking about him, and Triple H was putting this kid over to the moon. Oh my Lord.
Uha, good dude. I told you, man. I met Uha I did shows with him and I had lunch with him. He's a good dude. Nice as guy. That's what kills me is like the guy who connects and he's talkative, he's chill. But I definitely could see that, I guess, because even when I met him in person, like you kind of had to talk with him, and he wasn't necessarily the most outgoing person, but like once you got talking with him,
right?
But once he got going, he was cool as hell. Yeah.
Right. So he's like charismatic. He's like an introverted extrovert.
And this is going back at this
before
point,
that
right?
stuff.
10 years, like 10, 12 years at this point. So he may be totally different. But back then, remember, he would do the symphony joint right before he flipped over the rope, and it was what Keith Lee does now, he was doing back then, and Uha was killing it.
He's the one responsible for how Ricochet looks right now. He gave he's the one that helped Ricochet change his
that was a shoe job. So that when I met him, that was a shoe job. He was like, I'm a personal trainer. That's what he did for work. Yep. Okay, good for him.
And Ricochet asked for advice because you remember Ricochet. Me and the wife, we watched Evolve 1 because it popped up as an ad on the network.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, I'd love to watch this. I'm like, I'll put it on right now. So we were watching Evolve 1, Kyle O'Reilly versus Bobby Fish, Silas Young out there, Davey Richards in the main event against
Yeah. That's what Daniel Bryan, where Daniel Bryan cuts a promo at the very start of the show, and he was only involved for that one show and was never involved with it again.
Gone.
Yeah, he got the call.
So Ricochet's on there. My wife's like, "Oh my God!" And it was like, I just unmasked. I've got the long perm hair, and I'm dangling.
Helios was no more. And shout out to
Ricochet. He had this purple gear on. It's like a 360 from the Ricochet you know now, the bald head, muscular, still doing all the flips. There's some things I watched. I'm like, man, you were doing this 12 years ago? Think Kyle O'Reilly too. Like, wow, you were doing this 12 years ago. That's insane. But I think let's go back to Cruz. I think it's good for Cruz. Sometimes getting called down is a good thing.
Well, that report that came out said that NXT's apparently like doing like a 6-month like cycle that like in 6 months, if they don't think you're over in 6 months, cutting. Yeah. And apparently and these are reports allegedly, that's what's being reported about it.
If that's an alleged report, I allegedly love that because it's like this is the cutting room floor.
Whoa. Like downstairs was not very happy about this news. They felt this was wrong. This was indeed.
So then let them be all elite then. And then you can go tickle there. You know what's there. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, they were very upset downstairs. This is ridiculous. How are people supposed to be safe with their jobs if they know every 6 months they could get cut? Where's the job security?
Imagine being at a real job. Imagine working at Mickey D's, right? And you've been slacking off for 6 months. And some guy was just like, bro, we've been watching you for 6 months. you're trash. You need to leave. Think of the turnaround and how good people would actually be at their jobs and care if they didn't have the security of they just can't fire me whenever they want to. Now I've been here for 90 days. Like that's it. With the E, you're an independent contractor. Wrestling, you're an independent contractor. You can go whenever you want. So it's like, okay, 6 months, you can't cut it. Whatever you tried didn't work especially if you're in the main roster. If you're a main roster, you get dropped.
That's what influenced that last round of cuts. Remember, like, was it 2 shows ago? We talked about the 9 rounds of cuts that they had. Apparently, that was what those cuts were about. They were like, it wasn't money. It was just at that point, these people weren't going to be involved in anything for anything. Saw nothing for them. Done. But every 6 months they want to start having cuts. Yeah, but they want to start doing
helps because it's like, yo, you're not cutting it here. Go work somewhere else. We'll see what's up later. That's the thing about the E. You can always see what's up later. Oh, wow.
Vince is a businessman. Vince is a businessman. And hey, go make a name. Go pull the Cody. Go make a name for yourself and come back when you made a name
Cody, Drew, like it's countless people. I bet to right now, if he wanted to, if they just said, hey, CM Punk, I'm sure Vince would be like, is there dollar signs behind it? Let's see if we can make it happen.
Money ultimately talks with Vince.
Money talks. All right, so we were just talking about CM Punk.
I didn't even
mean to do that.
Yes, but with things being forced on you, by the way, can we just, before you get there, just things being forced on you, can we just talk just for a second?
Oh, boy.
That All Atlantic title, things being forced on you, things you didn't want, things you didn't need, things no one needed. A new shocker, spoiler alert, a new title has been announced in AEW, the All Atlantic title. What does that mean?
Can I tell you? Let me hold on a second, because I should have done this.
Are you going to show me the picture of the belt that has Japan, the country that's not in the Pacific country that is being included in the All Atlantic tournament?
Can I tell you something?
Please. I'm going to keep cutting you off.
I don't consider myself a belt M word. Okay? I don't consider myself a belt M word. Okay?
You tell me, yes. What are you about to say to me right now?
I'm just saying this belt's atrocious.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
I thought you were about to tell me this belt is what a design.
No, look at. All right, hold on.
I'm not a fan of any of these belts. I'm not a fan of the AEW. That weird, like,
everywhere is blocked in. It's like a puzzle piece.
It's like this weird triangle shape. Like it starts off and then just like the world belt is just weirdly so big. It looks comically huge to me.
Okay. All right. You ready? Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
This is like that the Office meme. It's like the Office meme. Can you spot the difference between the two?
Oh wow, it really is. I didn't realize that. It's the same exact belt. Wow.
There's some gems on the women's belt. It's more black. This doesn't make any sense too as well. So America's in the Atlantic, UK's in the Atlantic, Japan is in the Pacific, Canada is sort of in the Atlantic, Mexico is. What flag is that? I can't see it. What flag is that next to the UK? I can't tell. China? Yeah. Don't be China.
I think it is China. Yeah,
that's one of the flags back here.
Yep. Yeah, no, it is China. Yeah, it's the China flag.
Okay, so this is your European title, Vern?
I'll be honest with you, I don't understand what this title is supposed like. If you frame it in WWE speech, I don't know what this title is supposed to represent.
Okay, so you have your world title.
Correct.
You have your TNT championship, which is like your television championship, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
I believe it's defended or the champion wrestles on Rampage, right? Because that's the TNT show.
Yeah.
You have your tag belts.
Yep.
You have a women's championship.
Yep.
You have a
2 women's championships.
TBS championship, which is the women's title. It's Jade Cargill. Tony, cut the shit. That's my girl now. She's the homie now. She's humanized, so she's the homie. We spoke about this. Yeah. Now you are going to have the All Atlantic title and then the Trios title.
Which are on the way. Yeah, the Trios titles are on the way.
So I'm only holding 2 fingers up, but that's 7 titles.
Only exclusive AEW belts. And you also got to include the 2 Owen Hart belts. You got the 2 Owen Hart belts for the men and women. They're belts.
Those are just trophies.
Those
are just trophies.
Sure.
You're not defending them. Don't forget the FTW title.
There's another one. You can't forget the FTW belt.
Don't forget the Ring of Honor titles.
That's what I'm saying. Include the Ring of Honor titles.
World, Ring of Honor Television, Ring of Honor Pure, Ring of Honor Tag. So that's 4 more titles.
And don't forget the Ring of Honor 6-man. They're talking about bringing the 6-man back.
And then 7 AEW.
And then you got the AAA titles, which are in the mix now. Now the AAA titles have been in the mix. Remember, they're on FTR, so the AAA titles are in the mix. The IWGP titles are being defended, and those are probably going to come back into the mix too.
Dude,
AEW is going to turn into the what is it? Into the I think the old promoter Roy Welch used to do it, like a Night of Champions, where everyone had a belt. He was just going to a drawer, pull out belts, and giving everybody, just be like, all right, you're
you need a belt. Hold on, kid.
Yeah, basically. And it was a night that you could. It was an old promotional tactic where you just say the Night of Champions, every match of belts on the line, and so just pull out all these old belts and everybody's a champion.
Now that you say that, World, TBS, TNT, Women, Tag, All Atlantic, Trios, 4 Ring of Honor belts. I'm at 11 right now.
The AAA. The IWGPs.
IWGP. Well, that's Forbidden Door.
Huh?
That's for Forbidden Door.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Well, no AEW guys are IWGP champions, are they?
Not at the moment, but there's a chance that FTR may win them this weekend. Or excuse me, whatever weekend was it? Next weekend, whatever weekend that pay-per-view is.
Oh, Forbidden Door. You're talking about Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
FTR
was on Impact?
No, did I say Impact?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. No, I'm bugging. That's enough for a pay-per-view. They've been doing Battle of the Belts. They've been doing Battle of the Belts on TV on Saturdays, which is like their Clash of the Champions.
Yeah.
So 12 titles, that's enough for a pay-per-view. Are they just gearing? Is Tony trying to then just say, hey, I need a 5th one. Here's my 5th pay-per-view. A night of titles?
Well, because it's supposed to be their version of Clash of Champions.
Clash of Champions, Battle of the Belts. Yeah. He's done 3 of them already. 3 years your company is. Your company is a toddler. It is just learning how to walk straight, right? Still tripping over itself, right?
Like a drunk sailor.
Still probably using their fingers to eat, right? We've had toddlers. This is why I'm using this analogy. We've had toddlers. This is a Father's Day, right? It's almost not Father's Day in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you, man. We running here out of time. We done spent so much time about these 3T topics. We got 12 minutes, bro.
No, it's 1:37. Hour 37 we've been recording. Look up top.
Hour 37. Hour 49. I was like, man, how did we get?
we didn't start at.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, geez.
11. All right, we didn't start at 10. No, we're good. We're actually almost done.
Yeah. No, I was just like, oh man, Frank, we got.
Because we got to talk about CM Punk and all that craziness. It's just come on. Unless you're doing something, your company's 3 years old. You are a toddler.
Yeah.
You have no need for all these.
Honestly, at this point, why are there so many titles? Like, what is the? I mean, so the Tommy Dreamer thing of like, title changes are exciting. Or Bully, was it Bully who says it all the time? Or is it Tommy? One of them two is always saying that title changes always excite
Bully
people
preaches the babyface chase. Okay. But I think Tommy always says that it's exciting.
That people get so excited about title changes, but I'm like, but do they? Do you get excited when you see a title change?
So I would not get excited if Vern, you were the champion and you just won the title, and then I challenged you, and then I won the title, and then Shay challenged me, and then he won the title.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't get behind that because I'm gonna be like, man, this belt's getting passed around. Kind of like with Sammy and Scorpio Sky, where those rapid title changes, that must have been what he was talking about. Yeah. Because them going back and forth, becoming 2-time Scorpio Sky's a 2-time TNT champion and wasn't doing anything else.
And Sam is a 3-time TNT champion.
Like for what? Why these guys win those titles that many times? Why? They didn't have to tell that bad story.
In terms of how long they've been around, I think it's insane that they've already had people who are champs 3 times. Considering the how big that roster is.
So Moxley has a chance to be the first 2-time champion of their main title.
Yeah, Ma has a chance. Look at you selling like he's not gonna like you sound like them. Who's gonna win tonight? John Moxley and the winner. Who's gonna win tonight?
Listen,
Tanahashi. Sir. Who's gonna win in Tanahashi? And yes, who's gonna win in Tanahashi versus Goto?
Did you love that promo? What? Chris Jericho, shut up.
Oh This was probably one of the worst Dynamites I've seen in years and forever. That I was like, me who like generally tries to like not be that fan, but I was just started fast forwarding because I'm like, all right, this is just boring now. It's like it's losing the plot with me.
It was like Moxley just talk. All right, so we're about to talk about this. So let's not. So yeah, way too many belts. It's nonsense.
And it's like the kid. It's like a kid playing with toys.
Yeah,
it's just becoming stupid.
Another
now.
toy.
Like, why am I saying that? It's not that it's dumb because it has a place. In Mexican wrestling, the 6-man belt has a place in Lucha Libre.
Because it's trio. It's literally called
tradition.
It's called trios.
But the fact that Ring of Honor did one, and it's like, okay, Ring of Honor, I guess you wanted to inject something, but like Tony, no, just say no to this. Don't have to bring him back. Just because it's in Japan.
I can understand his trios title for AEW because he's got all those stables and he's got to figure out something, right? I can understand that. You set yourself up for that pretty much.
So are we going to see a four-man tag titles next?
Yes, eight-man champions. All Atlantic title is dumb. It's not needed. You had a secondary title in your TNT and your TBS.
So now it's a third-rate title?
Tertiary?
Yeah. I was going to say, is it called a tertiary title? Because it's technically background noise, so I guess it is just tertiary, but...
So my prediction on it, they have a bracket. My prediction on it is Miro goes over.
Who's left right now? I'll tell you.
I got it. I just had it.
Who's left? Because I think I have a thought on who.
There was a New Japan match, I think, this past weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the New Japan. Did you watch any of the New Japan shows this weekend?
I didn't. I didn't get a chance to.
You know what? No show this weekend that wasn't on IWTV. Shout out to Internet Wrestling Television. No show that wasn't on the Indies interested me this weekend. That's why hearing you talk about Impact, I'm like, should I jump on Impact this week?
Okay, what? I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The more I read into stuff that AEW does, so here was the problem with this whole thing. Another belt, another tournament.
Yeah.
It was like, we just finished the tournament. Why are you giving us another one?
Hello. How else do you win belts if not in a tournament? What do you even wrestling, bro?
I'm sorry. I forgot Pat Patterson even won his down in South America.
In Rio de Janeiro, bro. In a tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
I'm sorry. Okay, so Pete. Buddy Matthews lost to Pac. So Pac's in it. All it is you win in the tournament, you move on to a 4-way. Miro submitted Ethan Page. You have, I think, on Dynamite this week, you've got Penta and Malachi Black. So, it must be happening right now, Vern. There's a New Japan Road. It's got to be happening right now. It says June 20th. It's 12 midnight. So it's like, it's close to being like,
wrestling time. Oh, yeah. What is it? Is that on New Japan Strong show or is it
New Japan? I was actually watching New Japan Strong. Tanahashi worked Chris Dickinson, and it was actually a very good match.
I want to check that out.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. New Japan Road.
That's New Japan. No, only thing I have tonight is New Japan Strong Collision. 618
here.
Actually, no, I don't see anything from New Japan tonight.
Okay, so Wikipedia must be incorrect. Thanks, Wikipedia. It says June 20th, 2022. That's why I'm asking.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. But it's Honma and Clark Connors, and then Ishii and Kanemaru in qualifiers. Okay, then they're going to work again in that same sequence of shows at another New Japan Road. Maybe that's like their Raw or something. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the names on New Japan stuff.
Well, New Japan Road, the last show for New Japan was on the 18th.
Okay, so maybe this is like I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. But anyway, they're having 2 matches to then go. Each guy's going to go to the qualifier to be a part of that Fatal 4-Way for Forbidden Door. So I'm looking at Pac. I'm looking at Miro. I'm looking at Malachi Black. Yep, I'm looking at Malachi Black. And then I'm looking at more than likely Ishii. Out of Ishii, Kanemaru, Honma, and Clark Connors. I'm going to say
you're not going to go with Clark Connors?
Nope. Think about it. New Japan, AEW, Forbidden Door. Yeah, you need a Japanese person, right? Three Japanese guys and 1 American in the New Japan side. A Japanese guy is going to come out of there. You've got a Brit in Pac. Bulgarian Miro. Netherlands Malachi Black. Japanese. They're not going to go Clark Connors with an American. You think they're going to put an American in this all-Atlantic championship? Maybe. They're the most Atlantic of all
Honestly,
the Atlantics.
I just think that, well, I just don't see them. I just don't see Japan sending over Ishii and all this.
Ishii's already here.
What am I trying? I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't see him working. I don't see him going over in this match, being a part of this. I don't see how he fits into. Just think of the guys who are in it.
Mark my words. Here it is. I'm putting a stamp on it.
Okay.
12:05, June 20th. Let me put that on the notes too. 12:05, June 20th. Let me write this down, Vern. Tomohiro Ishii will be in the Fatal 4-Way at Forbidden Door.
Okay.
June 26th in 6 days.
Out of those guys, and I'm gonna go with the homie I just said.
Ishii in All Atlantic. I'm writing it down.
Right.
Championship. I'm underlining it and everything. Boom. And you're going with Clark Connors.
I think Clark Connors going to do it. I think they're going to send Clark Connors because I think that they're going to showcase him, a chance to showcase him and show him off. Is he still a young lion?
I don't think so. I think he's got gimmick and all that now.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I don't keep up with the product. So
he's
I'm only going off.
I don't think so.
Okay. I was like, so I'm going off of I just looked at a few pictures. Was like, okay, they're going to put over the American guy in that one to send him over and to have that match. Because given the people in that match.
Clark Connors worked best of the Super Juniors recently.
Yeah. Took L's all day.
4 wins, 5 losses. 8 points.
Okay. It's not a bad Super Juniors.
New Japan Strong is what he works. There's no way, Vern.
Okay.
Good fight, good night.
Okay. That's okay. So no. Okay. Then that's.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It'll be.
And Honma's not. I don't think Honma's going in it. So
Honma's my guy.
Honma's my guy too, but Honma's my guy. He's
not going. And I don't think Ishii's losing to Kanemaru. So I think it'll be.
All right. Okay.
Pac,
you know
Miro,
what? All right. Yeah. I'll rescind my comment. Literally within this conversation, you've convinced me I'm wrong. It's probably going to be Ishii.
Ishii is being that. I think Miro will go over and win that belt. God's favorite gimmick. I don't know.
I think they're going to put the belt on Pac.
You think it's for Pac? That's how. What's his name? Says Pac. Tony Khan. Pac.
I think it's for Pac because if he truly is one of the top 6 paid people that work there, yeah, the belt is going on him.
Oh my gosh!
If the rumors are true,
predictions.
If the rumors are true, it has to go on the guy makes that much damn money to be able to justify having him there.
Facts. All right, let's move on from this All Atlantic.
Yeah,
let's talk about Forbidden Door. So, allegedly, CM Punk hurt himself when he jumped out in the crowd, hurt his foot, right?
Allegedly, no. Everybody spliced the video. You watch it. That dum-dum hits his foot against a guardrail and starts limping immediately.
Okay. So, allegedly, that's why I'm using alleged. We're broadcast journalists, sir.
Yes, sir.
He was taken to a medical facility. They found that he had an issue with his foot. He had surgery. Recovery is currently happening right now. So, shout out to CM Punk. Successful surgery. Get well soon.
Get better soon.
All that good stuff. Because of that, AEW felt like they are an MMA promotion, and they had to come up with the interim champion.
Tony Khan thinks he had one dinner with Dana White. He had one dinner with Dana White.
Dana Khan?
Interim champions.
Gotta have interim champions. I don't know. Professional wrestling, we were talking about this at 1 week during training, and even one of the students were like, you don't have interim champions in professional wrestling. You just don't do that.
Well, there is precedent for it. There is precedent for it, but why at this point? Like, you're just
have an interim champ because he hurt his foot, not wrestling, not in the ring. Well, and they say, I mean, it's like, okay, but still, I run a promotion. I'll never have interim champion. Either I'm figuring out a way to keep the belt on the
interim champion because I just think that it's wasting the belt then, because unless Punk's gonna be on TV cutting promos every week, then maybe. But like him being hurt as the champ, because then it's like you're putting a pressure like, well, he has to come back ASAP because he's the champ. So I mean, the interim champion builds in a storyline, right? Where like the champ has a gripe to come back, and then so it's an automatic storyline.
It gives you weeks to not have to worry about it. If you think about it.
Yeah, but
because I
don't know if I love the interim champ thing here, but again, it's Punk, and Punk is the biggest drawing star they have.
Okay, so I don't like the interim title at all.
I don't disagree with you.
Interim nonsense. I can understand in UFC, guys get hurt when they're training and they don't deserve to lose those titles. They legitimately, it's going to sound bad, but legitimately work their ass off for training for months and on end for fights. I can understand that.
Sure.
This is a work. This is professional wrestling. We know who is going to win before we go out there.
Sure.
Okay.
So for story purposes, it is silly.
Right. But hold on.
To treat an interim champion like we must have someone to defend our title.
You don't, because look at what the E's doing right now. I mean, Roman Reigns defended it on Friday. Mans hasn't defended it since Mania. Or something like that. You don't need your champion.
He achieved superstar status.
All he needs now is movie deals, and he's there. That's it. So, But anyway, my problem with this, Vern, is the same problem I got with the All Atlantic title. Another tournament. It was hokey. It was so hokey. As soon as it was announced, it was like, Moxley's the #1 rated wrestler. He'll face somebody who wins a battle royal. Tanahashi had the shot at Punk. Tanahashi will face someone when they do their deal out in Japan. And I was just like, why don't you just say it's Moxley versus Tanahashi?
Correct. Why add a layer of unnecessary drama to this?
You want to know why? Because we need to write TV, sir. And I need filler. My title is always something on TV. I need filler.
Battle Royal, woof, was that Battle Royal filler.
And what the problem with that Battle Royal is it's a Bako Royal Rumble where you have multiple men who don't like each other running out with each other at the same time. Then going in there and then bumping heads with each other.
Or guys doing moves off the top rope to the outside liberally, just diving over the top rope. And I'm just like, so did that change? I'm sorry, is Battle Royals, if you dive over the top rope and you you jump on a guy, is that like, because you hit the guy first, that doesn't count?
You're out. If you go over the top rope and your 2 feet hit the floor in a Battle Royal or a Royal Rumble, you're out. Okay, that's the rules.
So if you go off, so if you climb to the turnbuckle and jump off the turnbuckle to the outside, safe.
Huh?
If you climb to the turnbuckle and then you do a move from the turnbuckle
to the floor. So you went over the top rope and your 2 feet hit the floor? Or was it like 1 foot and then you landed on your back? Was it that? Are we?
No. So technically, I one hop from the ring to the turnbuckle. So I didn't technically climb over the top rope. I'm on the top turnbuckle, and then from the turnbuckle, I jumped off with a coffin drop maneuver right backwards. You know the kind of moves where you don't look, because when you attack people, you just don't look at them. You just
of course when you
throw your body and they catch you.
Yeah, trust fall.
Throws his body and hit the floor and just kept
was still in.
Match.
Still in.
Yeah. Multiple people, by the way, did the spot where they just
he was out. He was out. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Dumb. In all aspects of the game.
All kidding aside, it was the wackiest battle royal, because it was like at one point guys were almost running into each other. It was sloppy.
Who was the wild card? Who was the wild card?
Andrade. The Joker was Andrade.
Joker. Thank you. You didn't have Wardlow. You didn't have Wardlow.
Didn't have Adam Page.
Didn't have Adam Page, who was the champion.
Who came out and said, I don't want the belt.
Was Jericho in there?
Nope. There's more than one world title in wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Let's just bury my TV, my company that just had the belt on me. Now there's more than one world title. But when I was champion, this is the only belt that matters in professional wrestling.
CM Punk, I'm protecting AEW from you. And then there's more than one world championship in pro wrestling, so I'm going to worry about that title.
That's like, this girl is the only girl in the world for me. Bro, she broke up with me. There's more than one girl for me in my life. It's like...
Speaking of title changes, man.
Let's talk about
Let's go real quick. Yo, NWA title change. How do you feel about it? Trevor Murdoch. Give me 30 seconds. How do you feel about it?
It's not Nick Aldis. Go. That's about
Damn.
it. Thank God. Listen, I love Nick Aldis. I love Brutus Magnus. I love Brutus Magnus.
There it was.
Buddy had the title forever. It's not Nick Aldis.
Man, so you're not a fan of the champ. The Nick Aldis was not your forever champ. He wasn't your the suits, the look, the demeanor, carried the belt, everything.
Don't get me wrong. He was a NWA champion for sure. He was fresh out of the 80s with the suits and all that. Loved it. Let somebody else run with it now. It was cool. Cardona had it.
IWGP title change. Jay White, new champ. Take the belt off of Tanahashi.
IC title change.
Took the belt off of not
Okada.
Okada. Took the belt off of Okada.
I would have loved to seen Okada versus somebody at Forbidden Door. With him losing, he's probably not going to be at Forbidden Door unless it's some kind of surprise. But besides that, okay. We already talked about Jay White like 2 episodes in. Next.
So damn, still no love. IC title change Gunther. Chad Gunther, Giga Chad Gunther looking like your nightmare. This
Can you play my music?
Yo, this did you see the photo of him in the old school football pose with the shorts pulled up, showing off the quads, and just I was like, who are you, sir? You intimidating bastard. What are you doing?
Oh my God.
What the hell?
I had a side-by-side of him when he was chubby.
It's all over.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one where he's sitting there with the belt and it says it was like one. I saw one that was like Basement Dweller, and then the other one was like Giga Chad, and it was just like, what? How is it the same human?
Define, lean. That man, if they don't let him run with the IC title and be that dominant foreign heel, it's
that chop he hit Ricochet with when he said,
didn't he flip bump? He flip bump out of it, didn't he?
One chop. Yep. The man has made the chop mean something. The man has made the power bomb high stack. You thought Rhea Ripley doing it was OD? Walter was like, oh wait, hold my lager in my Stein. Hold my Stein glass. Oh, that's Germany. Whatever.
You're close enough.
Either way, close enough.
Same color.
Shout out to Oktoberfest. Hold my daggone. Yo, just power bombed him like he owed him trans money, and he was like, "Okay, buddy, ain't gonna pay it." Well, guess who's working tonight? Like, yo, what?
Stacked him up like he was about to go to work. Listen, yo, shout out to Gunther. I can't wait to see what's next.
Yo,
go on,
Walter. Thank you for all the memories, but Gunther, I'm here for it.
All right, let me ask you on this one. Let me ask you this one because that just happened. I don't know if the belt.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
I watched the tail end. I wasn't paying attention.
Who they beat?
We were working on this. The Briscoes in a return match from Multiverse of Matches.
Okay, so definitely the Briscoes were just done. That basically you're telling me the Briscoes are wrapping up, and the Briscoes their run in Impact is done because there's.
I hope so.
What universe and what horrid multiverse are the Briscoes doing the job to the was it a kabuki-ish finish? What was the finish?
It looked clean, actually. I saw Mark in the middle of the ring. I didn't see it. I was working on the podcast and I looked and I was like, oh man, they lost. I was like, oh. Okay.
My inner Smark is done with the conversation. He's done with the conversation. He wants to go rage on the message boards right now. So
all right.
What is it?
We got a few minutes left. Let's run through these deaths.
Please.
I had a bunch of stuff and stuff, but too bad. Maybe we'll touch on it next week. I'll add it for next week, but I'm gonna mention it. R.I.P. Melanie Pillman. She died on.
Rest in peace.
It was announced on 6/1 by her son Brad Pillman Jr. R.I.P. as of 2 days ago now. David Hebner, he passed away, and also 2 referees. And R.I.P. to Tim White, who literally passed away yesterday. Now, as of right now,
and Tim White, who. All the
day in the life, lunchtime
suicides. Can we end on that? Can we end on that, please? That's what I want to end on. Like, talk about lunchtime suicides. I didn't watch this era of wrestling, and I only found out because Shay told me about it, and I was like, I've never knew this existed. This is amazing.
Shout out to YouTube, hitting you with like, yo, this is the most tasteful thing to watch. So it's kind of messed up. It's not like
It's morbid humor in the most morbid sense of way. This is
oops, what the? How did I just do that? We have no idea what happened to Tim White.
Okay. So I don't know the cause of his death. So I don't know anything about it.
No idea.
Yes, but so I don't want to joke about it if this is
mid 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Tim White was fired, and he had a slew of snippets, segments, vignettes, whatever you want to call it, of different ways of him dying. But it was like a comic book or a cartoon.
It was like Kenny from South Park.
Kenny from South Park. He died some way, and then he's back. And he's back next episode.
Like nothing's wrong to die.
Like nothing happened. So the first one you can't watch. Your first one you can't watch. That's the one with the shotgun in the bar. He has a shotgun in the bar. Can't watch that one because he just goes.
I forgot about that.
And then it goes off camera.
Holy heck. So, yes, I forgot about it. It was with a shotgun. Wow.
We cannot watch that one. But we will watch the rest of these. Let's do this view. Let's go. Boom.
Will this get us kicked off of YouTube again?
Yep, we're going to get kicked off again on YouTube.
I can't hear this, so whatever Todd here is saying.
You can't hear it? You can't hear it?
Yeah. Was that Todd Gresham?
I think that's
Josh Gresham. Gresham.
That's Josh Matthews.
Excuse me.
Isn't he the one that got beat up by Bob Holly? He's not the one that got beat up by Bob Holly?
Oh, maybe.
I think so. All right, let's try this one more time. Oh, my God. I bet I just clicked some link. Get out of here.
There it is, folks.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Armageddon, longtime WWE official Tim White.
We'll watch a couple of these.
Sure, man. Rest in peace to you, Tim White.
It all. However, I'm happy.
Thank you for the clap.
That didn't happen. And joining me right now, Tim White. Tim, for everyone out there who doesn't know what happened, you actually dropped the gun and shot yourself in the toe. Can we see the toe? Do you mind?
Peep the toe. Hella cartoony, bro.
Mr. White, you had to consider yourself a very, very lucky man. And now with the new year upon us, do you have any New Year's resolutions? Mr. White, please don't take that. Mr. White, that's not wise. Please don't take that.
Oh, my God.
Guy just eats rat poison.
I'm sorry. But I'm sorry. Maybe inappropriate for some viewers. My inner 15-year-old
was geeking on hard.
It's coming out. It's coming out a little bit. My inner 15-year-old.
I smile at this because it's like this is so cartoonish.
It's cartoony. It's
zany.
Elementary.
It is a fart joke.
Humor.
It is fart jokes all day. He ate rat poison and is foaming at the mouth and going.
All right, let's watch another one. Let's see what happens. So he just ate rat poison. Let's go to the next one.
Go to number 3.
Hey, why didn't it? All right. It may be inappropriate. Okay, play. Are you not gonna let me play it? It played earlier. I meant to refresh. Okay. I gotta do that for every single one of these.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get a word with Tim White. Tim, although we're very happy to see you survived another near fatal occurrence, myself and many others are very concerned that you may try to do something like this again.
Yo, we might have to cut it after this one.
WWE family.
We gotta cut it after this one.
What are we doing? What? How is this on television? Frank, this was on television for public consumption.
TV. In hopes that you will get it to Mr. White. Please let Mr. White know that I'm a huge fan of his, and I could not bear it if he were to hurt himself again. We all love you, Tim. Hang in there.
The line.
What are we doing? We're done. There it is. We're done.
Cut
that.
It's been fun.
Standard and practices. Friends, we just got thrown off the air. It was fun to show.
You just broke kayfabe. I'm gonna have to. Hey, time 12. Kayfabe. You said my shoot name.
Did I?
Get that? Yes, you did.
I didn't catch that.
2 hours 15 seconds. I'm sorry. 2 hours 15 minutes 57 seconds. Cut that.
Cut that.
Yes. Wow.
You got to put in a funny edit right there. Put in a funny edit there. Put in like a sound or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a weird sound effect or something.
Yeah.
Like a rubber ducky or something. So yeah. That just happened. Yo, that used to be on TV in the mid 2000s.
My man had the noose. That can I tell you, for whatever reason, that new like when Hangman, remember when Hangman would come on in Japan with the noose hanging around his neck?
Weird. I never rocked with Hangman Page.
Neither.
I never rocked with him.
I wasn't. Yeah.
Never,
I wasn't
I was
a Bullet Club
fan.
Hangman fan.
I was never a fan. When I saw him in Ring of Honor, I said, to quote my man Ryan Drew, average at best. He's average at best.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's average at best. Then the gimmick to attach me to him is a man walking around with a noose.
Yeah. I'm not a Cowboy fan, so
I'm not a hanging people with nooses fan.
But even before you get there, like a Westerner gimmick, like
wear some assless chaps. I don't care, bro. Don't come out with a noose. Yeah. Don't come out with a noose. Yeah. I'm all set with you after that.
Yeah.
What's the point? I don't care. But anyway, Vern. If we make it to episode 10, hell yeah. If we don't, it's been fun.
Hey man,
great. We had a good run, brother.
Had a good run.
I think that just did it. Tim White hanging himself.
That is rough.
After he literally just passed away yesterday.
Man, big up to him. Tim, shout out for the laughs.
R.I.P. For real.
Word. Big up for taking care of all the big guys, for taking care of Andre, for all the many stories that I got to read in here. Today, actually, Adam Shearer said the story and said that Tim White was his handler, apparently, when he was in the Fed.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he was like the big guy handler. Yeah, man. So shout out to Tim White.
Good for him.
All right, man. Let's wrap this
up. All marks. I'm just going to mention two quick things.
Hit it.
Again, we were talking about this. Moxley, Tanahashi, whatever. 20 years ago, Vern. Stone Cold Brock Lesnar. This is the match that never happened.
No, we never got to see this match.
Stone Cold took his ball and went home. 20 years ago today, Stone Cold versus Brock Lesnar. Well, 20 years ago yesterday now. Or actually, no, not yesterday. Sometime this past week, sorry. Gotcha. I don't have the exact date. But it happened about 20 years ago. And let's see.
Brock with the mountains for traps. Jesus. Traps don't even make sense in that photo.
I think we pretty much covered everything. We didn't get to talk about Paige, but it's all good. We can mention that another time. So, with that being said, I'm going to try and get this on take one, Vern. With that being said, for Vernon Somoza,
for Frank Champion,
I am me, he is him, and we are them. This is the Pay Window Podcast on the Sandbox Podcast Network. This has been another fun one. Say peace, Vern.
Peace, Vern.
Ooh, one take. Let's go. Come on now.